pandemic was an interesting time. Do you think anybody will actually pay for what decisions made?
Not in this lifetime, brother.
No,
Look,
I don't either, man. I don't either.
Look, look, I wish, man. Crimes against humanity were committed. Crimes against the American citizens were committed. You said goodbye to your father on a Zoom call. That's criminal, you know. And the people who did that to you, they went and partied with their families and lived it up. They lived like kings while telling everybody you weren't allowed to do this, you weren't allowed to do that. I'm not allowed. The tyranny that runs through the veins of these politicians, both state, local, and federal, makes me sick. You don't get to tell me ever what I'm allowed to do. You're not allowed to come here. Here's that. Look, and it was Republicans too. I live in the state of Texas. We have Governor Greg Abbott, Mr. Republican Governor Greg Abbott. I remember like it was yesterday when he acted like he was doing us a favor, that he was now going to allow restaurants to have 75% capacity. Who do you think you are, sir? You are a governor. You don't tell me how many people I'm allowed to put in my restaurant. Sit there and shut up and go sign laws when the legislature hands it to you. I don't know who the hell any of these people think they are. But not only did they do it, the American people loved it. They loved it. And that's what everyone likes to forget about now.
No, not everybody loved it.
Yeah,
I mean, we lost so much money. We lost so. I mean, we got banned. I mean, on so many platforms. I didn't even say. I'm not. So Alan's a bit more extreme than me. Like I have a board overlooking one of my brands, so I can only go so far. I can only say so. So I got shadow banned on YouTube for saying vitamin D. I got shadow banned. And then, then the money I lost from turning down deals, which was an ethical decision. I didn't have to do it. But if my thought with that, I think I said this on your show, it's been a long time. My thought with that is that if I do it, then a lot of all these supplement brands, they all pretend to be American because fitness community is extremely conservative. Whether you're black, whether you're brown, whether you're white, when you work out and you're trying to obtain goals, you believe in meritocracy. So naturally, it's going to lean libertarian, it's going to lean conservative. I thought for sure these other brands like Merca, I thought they'd be like, we're going to take a stand with this guy. Not one of these pussies took a stand. Not one of them. And dude, COVID was great for business. I own an internet company. Like all the stores were shut down. Dude, I was 2020 financially. I should have shut the fuck up. I should have been like, shut everybody down. But I couldn't live with myself doing that. But what I found is that people are selfish. They look out for themselves. They don't care about other people. And there's very few people who, like us, who are like, look, I'm gonna make a moral stance on this because I would rather die broke than live a bitch. But what I found is that most people are absolute pussies and they will not stand up for what they believe in.
No, they want to be told. And not only do people want to be told, people want to fit in. Like most people in general are herd animals, right? So even if you're just kind of a normie guy, now everyone listening here is going to be more informed than the average Joe, but if you're an average Joe, a working stiff, even if they pass down some stupid rule that you're supposed to wear a paper mask and you're not allowed to go see your mom in the hospital, even normal guys, they'll know that doesn't sound right. It doesn't seem right, but they look to their right, they look to their left. Oh, well, he's got a mask on and he's not saying anything and he's not pitching a fit. And I don't want to stand out. I don't want to look like the bad guy. I don't want to be called a grandma killer. I don't want to be called names. It's just easier to be quiet and go along with it. I can't even tell you how many people, and these are not scumbag communists because I don't have any of those numbers in my phone. People on our side, people you would recognize when I came out, before they even did it, when they announced they intended to stop the economy for 15 days, I lost my mind. On my show, on social media, I lost my mind that is the craziest, dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And I'm telling you, my phone melted with freedom lovers who were on our side, who spent day and night worshiping the Constitution and freedom, this and God-given natural rights. And to a man, they told me I was crazy. I was going to get people killed. Hey, Jesse, you're taking some chances here. What happened to all the freedom lovers, man? They couldn't get on their knees fast enough. I'll never forget it as long as I live. And that's when you found out what people really believed, right? Everybody's Mr. Freedom now. Everyone hates COVID restrictions now. Where were you back when it was unpopular?
Well, that's how Alan and I became that's how we became best friends.
Yeah.
Like Alan, we initially had beef. Like Alan completely destroyed me on the internet. Like he did roast videos on me.
What you do?
I'm an I used to do like roasting comedy. I'm an asshole. Like, I mean,
it wasn't. I got killed, Jesse. I got killed. Like I thought I was good at it, but this guy is the fucking master at this. I was like, holy shit, this guy's. I'm like, I'm just gonna quit. I'm just gonna give up. And then in 2020, like mid-year, Alan messaged me. He's like, yeah, I think we believe the same stuff. And since then, you know, it's just been it, you know, we obviously built a great friendship over it. But you found out, and Alan says this all the time, you found out who the real ones are. 2020 was great because it exposed the real ones.
Yep.
And it exposed who's really about that life. Like, dude, I think you know this. Like, most of the conservative people aren't about that life.
No,
They're just not. They're just not. And you see it all the time, a lot with the females. If I was a female, I would be, and I was attractive. Like, I'm not an ugly female. I'm attractive. I would grift to the right. If you got titties and you're talking about Constitution and guns, you're going to have a ton of followers. It just is what it is.
Well, sex sells. It sex sells now and always. It sells on the right. It sells on the left. It sells in peacetime. It sells in wartime. Look, if it's on the left, you're probably going to have to sell dudes to dudes, but you understand exactly what it's always going to sell. And look, everybody's got to find a way to make a buck. So if you're brain dead and 25 and you look pretty good, throw up some boilerplate stupid bumper sticker on there that says America First with your red lipstick on. Cash some Elon bucks. I guess I respect the hustle. Everybody does it.
I love the cash the Elon bucks. The way to do it now is to get impregnated by him. Did I go? I'll just, you know, I've had great interactions. I've stayed quiet.
I'll get pregnant.
Dude, for what she's for the sick, I'll get pregnant by Elon for the 60% she's getting. Like I haven't said anything about it because Ashley's always been great to me, but it's just not a good look. It's not like, it's just, I mean, but I would totally be gay for that kind of money. I said I have morals and ethics, but everybody has a price. And like the richest man in the world, I'd hit.
You know, I don't know that I do because the Navy offered me a generous signing bonus and I didn't sign up. So I guess I wouldn't go gay for any money. But the only thing I'm going to say about it, not even just
what a shot at the Navy.
Alan, what branch were you in again, Alan?
I was in Marine Corps. So.
Okay. So you guys agree on that.
The Navy was our taxi.
That's right. That's right.
So, do you think that we were talking about 2020? Do you think these people were just because I like as I said before, I worked in healthcare for a long time. I've actually helped write disaster policies for multiple counties in the United States, right? So I'm sitting there, the same thing as you, 15 days to slow the spread. I'm like, fuck this shit. Like, hell no. And I received probably like a couple thousand death threats in the last 4 or 5 years just from the COVID shit. I just released a book called "It's Not About Your Health: The COVID Pandemic," or "It Was Never About Your Health: The COVID Pandemic." And do you think that these people believe this shit, or do you think that they just went like you had to be kind of dumb to not see what was going on? Like I said one thing I said that Mark still brings up occasionally, and they came at me so hard I literally was like loaded gun by the door, like waiting. But I said, these are the people that do the dying, like elderly people and fat people from COVID. They're the people that do the dying. I've never seen like a group of people act so viscerally about something like that, like just a flat statement, like because we just didn't. It's the same thing with obesity that we didn't talk about COVID. We don't talk about climate change. Like that's why none of these climate change people should ever be fucking listened to. By the way, if they've never brought up like the overconsumption that leads to obesity in regards to environment, then they're not taking it seriously because that's one of the biggest factors. It's the extra packaging and everything like that from people gluttoning themselves, right? But I just found it like even the doctors, like you couldn't possibly believe this. I have this running thing about Ben Shapiro because he pushed the vaccine so hard. I think he got paid or something. I refuse to believe he didn't because very frankly, he's a smart man.